Hey friends, welcome back for Reading Reset Part 2, and this is going to be sort of my June TBR. As I mentioned in Part 1, which I'll link below, I'm trying to get back into reading. I've been really April, May were stressful times, moving and everything, so I'm trying to get back into it, and we're doing Joy Reading June in honor of Alice from Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. She had started that and then she sadly passed away. And so we do that in honor of her every June. And I'm still, the goal is to read for the joy of reading. Read things you enjoy, read things that make you happy, read places that you enjoy. So I hope to read in a coffee shop. I hope to read by the pool. I hope to listen to an audiobook while doing hikes, because my health, knock on something, has been better, that I've been able to do more walks and hikes with the dog. In fact, I've been doing some that she can't keep up with me because she's an old lady. If you have a chronic illness that impacts your energy level and you get post-exertional malaise, you know. So as I mentioned in Part 1, I am trying to get back on track with my reading goals for the year. I am woefully behind on those. And so I've kind of pulled together some books that are appealing to me right now. But again, for the joy of it, right? We'll see how I feel when I get to the books. So one of the goals, I had my 12 and 25 list. And so I've pulled 2 books off of that for that list. And this also has to do with another challenge that I'm working on, which is Big Book Summer Challenge, which is hosted. It was created by Sue Jackson, link below. This year she has a co-host who is Melinda at A Web of Stories, who I consider one of my bookish friends. We've done some book reads together, buddy reads together. I can't even talk. But I am participating in that, and will be coming out with a video of some suggestions for longer books. That challenge goes from Memorial Day to Labor Day. I'm about a week behind. I haven't started either of the books that I'm about to tell you about. They're not going to be the only big books that I try to read over the summer. So yeah, we'll talk more about that when I put together my Big Book Summer Challenge video. That's the other thing. I'm trying to get back into making videos, and it feels weird for me. I don't know. I enjoy it. I enjoy talking about books, but new space, I'm still getting my bookshelves together. So I'll take you on that process this summer as well. Back to the books. So 2 of the books that I want to try to read this summer that are on my 12 and 25 list, that are over 400 pages, which is kind of the threshold to make it a big book and count for Big Book Summer Challenge, is Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. I can never say his name. This is 449 pages. This is a classic I've never read. I want to try it. I have been told that I would like it. I've read some Russian literature and liked it, so we'll see. But this is basically about a young man who commits a murder, and Dostoevsky, Dostoevsky explores the theme of redemption through suffering. So it's going to be a hard read, not only with the topic and what the main character is going through and what he does, committing a murder, but it's also Russian, classic, and that's going to be hard to read. I'm going to look for an audiobook that might help me with some of the pronunciations, and we'll see how we go on with it. I'm not opposed to DNFing my books on my 12 and 25. If you were around my 12 and 24, I DNF'd several, at least half, I feel like. So we'll see. But I'm very interested to try that one. The other over 400 page book on my 12 and 25 is The Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole. This is, I think, just barely 400 pages. I think it's 405, my copy. This is about, it's called an American comic masterpiece. And it's based in New Orleans. I love New Orleans. I love the cover of this. I'm just hoping that it'll just bring me joy. Give me some good laughs. We'll see. So those are the two off my 12 and 25. I mentioned in part 1 that I want to finish listening to The Last Story of Mina Lee by Nancy Ju-Young Kim. I started this in May, listening to the audiobook, and I'm enjoying it. A lot of audiobooks came in at the same time. So this is about a young woman who goes to see her mom and finds her dead. And it has two timelines. When her mom came over from Korea, and the daughter's experience growing up in Koreatown in LA, but not knowing the language, not being able to talk to her mom as well as she would have liked. The daughter learned English first. And so she's finding, as she's cleaning out her mom's apartment and trying to figure out what her mom's life was like, she is finding out a lot about her mom that she didn't know. This will go towards my goal of reading a book of the month in every month, although I haven't, so I'm behind. So I need to read basically 2 books of the month, 2 books from Book of the Month, probably for the rest of the year to reach that goal. So I would also like to read Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. I've heard a lot of great things about this, and I got it from Book of the Month when it came out. I wanted to read it, and then it got packed, and I didn't have it to pull out. So anyway, this is about a man and his 3 children, caretakers on a tiny island not far from Antarctica, home to the world's largest seed bank. It was once full of researchers, but with sea levels rising, the family are now its final inhabitants, until during the worst storm the island has ever seen, a woman mysteriously washes up. I don't want to read any more. Like I said, I've heard great reviews of this, so I'm very anxious to get to it. So those are the 2 Book of the Month books that I am going to try and read. Again, the Joy Reading June, those are the ones that are calling to me right now. We'll see, they may change, but I'm going to try and stick to the goals. And then for my Intentional Living book list, book stack that I created at the end of last year, I would like to read Why We Can't Sleep, Women's New Midlife Crisis by Ada Calhoun. Mainly because this is where I'm at in life. I did start it. I do like Ada Calhoun's writing style, so I look forward to getting through this. I need to check and see if I can get the audio. I do like listening to nonfiction on audio much more than just reading it, but we'll see. So I also need to look at NetGalley, which is part of my goals, and need to look at what I can get from the library for that, or an audiobook for NetGalley. And then, as I mentioned in part 1, the Read Good challenge, which is a challenge I'm doing, that's hosted on Storygraph by Ben Reads Good, is reading a book off your pile of shame for June. And for me, that's Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, because I started this as part of a read-along with Nicole at Noteworthy Fiction in February, I feel like, or January maybe. And I'm more than halfway through. I need to get back to this because I like it. It's a good book. It's a book that I think is important for everyone to read. I also have one book club book that I know of. I don't know what the other book club is reading yet. But for Krista at Books and Jams, we're reading The God of the Woods by Liz Moore, which I have read. I read last year, and it was one of my favorite books of the year, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's over 400 pages too, so it will count for Big Book Summer if you want to join that challenge as well. I don't plan to reread it because I just read it at the end, like the last half of last year, but I'm excited to join the discussion of it. And I have one other book club I need to check on what the book is. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, where I'm thinking about for June. I also hope to, like I said, get back into the vlogs, doing my backlist reading vlogs. Those, I will share the books in the vlogs. So please make sure that you're subscribed and click the notification button so you'll know when I post videos. Trying to get back on a regular schedule. Energy isn't always working like that. I'm also trying to figure out the lighting. It's been really overcast in Atlanta for at least a week. So yeah, it's not, the lighting is not great in my new place. We're gonna have to figure that out. And I also need to find my microphone. I will find my microphone because I know I can start with a high pitch and then I end up going back to my normal tone, which is soft-spoken. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope you are reading some great books. Let me know in the comments what you're reading in June, and tell me in the comments what joy reading June means for you. Thanks for being here, and I will see you very soon. Bye.